So here are my thoughts after rewatching Amityville Horror: The Evil Escapes. Now I know the DVD box has that numeral 4 quattro. Um that's actually not on the movie title card though. The movie title card is Amityville Horror: The Evil Escapes, which is a more fitting title for the piece anyways, because by putting the numeral 4 alongside it, it makes it feel like it's a direct continuation from Amityville 3D. Now, Amityville, as we've noticed so far, has no sense of continuity, nor does it care. And that's okay. That's what this franchise is, and I respect it for what it wants to be and all of that stuff. Um, how did this entry, which was a TV movie, hold up in my rewatching of it? Honestly, it was pretty obviously a TV movie, but boy, did they get great talent for this movie. They got Patty Duke, who's an Academy Award winner. They got Jane Wyman. What? She was on Falcon Crest at this time. I think Falcon Crest may have just been ending, or had just ended at the time this thing came out. They both do. I was going to say they both do incredible jobs, but honestly, I was not all that impressed with Patty Duke in this one. The fact that she's an Academy Award winner doesn't really mean anything. It means she was great in that one role. Um, I don't think she particularly portrayed this role very honestly. I thought a lot of her readings fell flat. Um, I just wasn't that impressed with it. But it's not like Patty Duke is super duper proud of Amityville 4 either. So I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody associated with this movie ever talk about it. Um, so it sounds like it didn't do that well, which is a shame because I actually think it's quite good for what it is. It's a very, I think for a television movie, it's very effective. Is it as effective as Amityville 3D? Now, that was a theatrical movie. It had a little bit more of a budget. I think it's more effective than Amityville 3D in nearly everything except for Lori Loughlin's death. Um, her death was built up so well, and we talked about this before. One of the elements that got brought back in with this television movie was an element of faith, an element of religion, which was pretty much absent from 3D. Priests play a major role in the first two films, and there's not any religious figure at all in 3D. In this television movie, Amityville Horror: The Evil Escapes, there are two priests in particular, and they play very major roles in this production. Now, before we kind of go on and talk about this some more, because I actually really like this one. I think it holds up quite well upon a second viewing. Let me make one thing infinitely clear. It does not bother me in the slightest that it is a lamp that is evil in this movie, because that lamp is freaking vicious. Oh gosh, it is amazing. Because a woman dies from a tiny little cut on the lamp, and it was just that's probably the creepiest thing to me in the entire piece. The evil little girl Yeah, she wasn't all that impressive either. None of the kids were all that impressive in the piece. Sorry if anyone out there. Uh, I hope you got paid well. I hope you had a good experience and you got to work with some amazing people. And maybe you went on to great things and I just don't know about it. I just personally, from this performance, was not all that impressed by hardly anyone. Um, the death where the guy gets drowned in sludge, I think is very effective because it's gross, and to me, I that's a death that I feel. Whenever I can feel a death on screen, I know it's effective because very few deaths actually make me feel anymore because you just get so used to the genre and you're just like whatever. But that one I actually felt something, and then when the car drives away by itself, I thought that was very eerie, very, very creepy. Okay, let's get to the ending. So the lamp eventually gets chucked out of the house and it explodes. Which I thought was kind of stupid, but how could you not end a movie like this without an explosion? I get it, but the lamp explodes. Oh gosh. It's so stupid. Um, a lot of people want to say that for retcons 3D, and it doesn't really. I mean, it does, but it doesn't in the same way that 3D was more in line with the way the original was telling its story because 2 changed the name and then 3D changed the name back and all of this stuff. I would if I had to rate the first 4 so far, it would be 2, 1, 4, and then 3D. The very, very end of this movie, we must talk about this. So, this cat. I. Yeah, as stupid as I think of the idea of, oh, the cat is not possessed by the lamp thing. The evil in the lamp that came from the Amityville house. That's another thing. Amityville plays a very, very little part of this movie. I think it's in the opening, and then there's a yard sale, and then the evil comes from a part of that house. The the cat getting possessed at the end. I'm okay with you subtly hinting at that. That's fine, I guess. But to me, the thing that really killed it was they really wanted you to definitively believe that this cat was not possessed. I think they were trying to set up another sequel, and the cat's eyes glow red. And it's not like, photography or the light. It's literally like they highlighted over the film red. And it looks so stupid. And it ends what I think is actually a pretty effective television movie on such a low note because it is so stupid. And I'm surprised more people don't talk about that than they do about the lamp being the evil thing because people are like, oh my gosh, the evil lamp, that's so stupid. Well, the really stupid thing is the ending. And if you make it that far, I think everyone will be able to see what I'm seeing with that. Anyways, as far as my thoughts on the first direct-to-video sequel, that will come very shortly.